Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know.
Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. This video is going to be boho braids 101, my experience of getting boho braids for the first time, explaining to the provider how I wanted it installed or done, the products I've used to maintain it, how I take it out, how I take care of it. I'm going to go through the whole spectrum. So if you had boho braids and you didn't like how it came out, or if you are looking to get boho braids for the first time, this is going to be an all-encompassing video that starts off with from the beginning all the way to the end. So let's talk about it. So if you want to know more, keep watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to come to my channel and for clicking on this video. If you're new here, welcome. If you are true to this and not new to this, thank you for being a part of the crew. We want you to be here too, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of the great videos I make here for the channel. Also hit the notification bell. That way you'll be first to know when I post a new video. And like this video if you find it helpful. That way I can know I should make more videos like this. Alright, so this is my second set of boho braids for this summer. I usually keep them for 4-week increments because I do have relaxed hair. I find that keeping it longer than that leads to more damage at the demarcation point where my natural growing out hair meets the previously chemically treated hair, and it's harder to detangle. It's more buildup, more drama, more mess. I don't appreciate it, so I am on a 4-week turnaround and I don't leave it in longer than that. You'll see so many videos of people who have boho braids for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 3 months. A lot of those people have natural hair. I don't have natural hair, so I'm not sure about doing that either. I feel like you need to free your hair, wash it, and check on her and see how she's doing, but to each his own. Like I said, I do 4-week increments. This is my second install. I've had it for about 2.5 weeks now. So and I do wash it at the 2-week mark. I don't actually have those products. Actually, we're gonna do a little YouTube magic. I will go and get those products just so that way you guys can see, because like I said, I wanted this to be an all-encompassing thing so you know all the stuff. So let's start off with the hair. So for my braiding hair, I have a sensitive scalp. When I wear the traditional braiding hair, my scalp basically comes off like snakeskin and it burns and itches, and it doesn't stop burning and itching until I take it out. So in order to avoid that, I use the Free Tress Clean Therapy hair. So it's basically hair that has been cleaned in apple cider vinegar in advance, so that way you don't have to do it. Some people get regular braiding hair and just wash it themselves because it's more affordable. I will say that this hair is, I'm pretty sure it's oh, there's no tag on it. Also, I have number 2, so just in case you want to see like the color difference. It's like $9.99 a pack, where the regular braiding hair is like $6.99 a pack or $7.99 a pack. But it's worth it to me to not have to deal with all that extra dandruff and my skin going crazy. So I get the Clean Therapy Free Tress braids. And then this is also the long one. So this is the 52-inch. Because these are very long braids. As you can see, they're like booty length. So that's for the braiding hair. Then next, for the actual boho hair, let's get a little piece so you guys can see. So these little curly parts, the boho hair, is Q Milky Way Water Bulk 18-inch. And I have the shade 2 also. So that is the Q bulk hair, and I have water bulk. So they do have multiple different types of bulk hair, so it just depends on how curly you want it to be. Do you want it to be wavy? Do you want it to look more crimped? But this hair is like a little more curly, as you can see. And also, I do not use true human hair. So Q human hair is a human hair master mix, so it's partially synthetic hair, partially human hair, and it's mixed and blended together. This helps the curls have more sturdiness. It gives them more ability to take abuse of the wear and tear of your everyday life, and it just keeps the curl parts to be really hardy, and it helps them to be a little easier to detangle from the braids and everything. So that is why I use this Q hair. It's also more affordable, so this is $24.99 a pack. If you use, for instance, like bundle hair, bundles are more than $25 a pack, so that is why I use this. Also, there is synthetic brands that people recommend on YouTube, but I saw more reviews saying to use the mix hair, so I left the synthetic hair alone and got the mix. So I think that this is the best of both worlds. You get the softness and the beauty of like a real hair look-alike, but it is sturdy and can take the washing, the abuse, all the things I do to it. So that is the Q bulk hair in the style water bulk 18-inch. Alright, so that is what I use to get the braids, and that's the hair. So I'm going to turn my little table here. So how do I maintain the hair? So the first thing I do is after I leave the braiding shop and I come home, I usually go to sleep because I go after work. So it's now like 9 o'clock at night by the time I get home. So what I do is I then the next day wake up and go through each little individual curl, and I cover it with this Got To Be ultra glued incredible styling gel. It's for vertical styles. So I take some of this gel between my fingers, and then I go to each individual curl and I go like that and cover each individual piece with gel. This helps the hair to stay together, to stay intact, to continue its coil shape on itself, and not to attach to the braids. So this is a really key element for me, that I do this, like I said, the next day after I get my hair braided. I think you could wait probably 2 days max, but if you wait any longer than that, you might miss your window to do this. So I would say plan on the very next day hitting the boho curly leave outs with this. And like I said, I do use human hair mix. I do use human synthetic hair mix, so I'm not sure if this works for all human hair or if this works for all synthetic hair, because like I said, I don't know because my hair's mixed. But this is what I use for the curly parts. Okay, so then I wear my hair, style it, do all the things I want for 2 weeks. Then it comes time to wash it, so I'm gonna go get my shampoo and conditioner. I'll be right back. Alright, so like I said, I put the Got To Be gel on the little hair pieces. It's been 2 weeks. It's now time to wash the hair. So the first thing I do is I start off with Motion Sulfate Free Active Moisture Neutralizing Shampoo, and I use this for the scalp. So especially for people with dry scalp, if you have dandruff, any issues like that, or if you just find that you find in the first 2 weeks of you wearing the braids, you're just overall irritable and you're just like, I can't put my finger on it, but it's something with these braids. Neutralizing shampoo, that is very helpful. So this is my first shampoo, is the neutralizing shampoo. I focus it mainly on the scalp and the beginning of the braids, and then I rinse it out. Then I go in a second time and I use the Cream of Nature Argan Oil Sulfate Free Shampoo, Moisture and Shine Shampoo, and then I use this on the scalp and the lengths of the braids to cleanse everything. I don't think there's anything particularly special about these two shampoos. I just like them, but I would say in general you just need neutralizing shampoo and moisture shampoo, hydrating shampoo, and I think it'll get the same job done. If you don't have any scalp issues or dryness, or you don't have dandruff, I would say you could probably skip the neutralizing shampoo and just do 2 washes with regular shampoo, but definitely do a part of your wash that's going to focus on really scrubbing and cleaning the scalp as much as you can. So those are the shampoos I use. Once I rinse out the shampoo, I then go in with silicone mix hair treatment deep conditioner, and I condition the roots of the braids to the lengths of the braids and all the hair. I leave it on for probably, I would say, like 3 to 5 minutes. And then I rinse it all out and then start my everything shower, because girls who know. So then what am I doing in between to maintain it? So even though I've done the gel to save the hair locks, I'm still within probably the first 4 days going to need to do the lock method or some kind of moisturizing situation in order to make sure that my hair is moist and not breaking off within the braids. So I do that starting to, when you first get it done, they put a lot of products and oils and stuff initially, so I think you could probably wear it a couple days before you start doing anything. So like I said, usually that 4th day is when it's like, all right, I need to add some more moisturizer, some more product to bring it back to life. And then after that, every other day you want to go in, or every, as needed, depending on your hair needs. For me, it's usually every 3 days after that I try to go back and put more products on it, just to keep my hair moist and make sure, like I said, it's not breaking off in the braids. So first thing I start off with, if you're not familiar, the lock method is leave-in oil cream. And I do it the opposite because I have high porosity hair. So I do, well, not the opposite, but I do the LCO method because I have high porosity hair. So leave-in cream oil. So I start off with the Apogee Pro Vitamin leave-in conditioner, and I put 1/4 of this pattern mister bottle worth of product, and then I fill the other 3/4 up with water, and then I shake it up. You could also use leave-in 10 Miracle conditioner instead of the Apogee if you want. That's another one. I don't have it here with me, but that is just another option if you want. You don't need a pattern mister. They sell these unbranded at Sephora, at any place. Sephora, well, Sephora probably has pattern, but if you go to your local beauty supply, Amazon, Sally's, you can find the unbranded one, and it's the same thing. It just sprays out mist. I'm not going to spray it because this camera is expensive, but this is what I do. So then I just mist all in my roots, all down the lengths, and use my fingers to work it in a little bit. Once I put the leave-in, next I put the cream. I use the old reliable Pink Luster's Oil Hair Lotion. I use the original, and I put it all the way from the roots down to the ends of the braids. I know you're probably just like, why are you putting all these products on the braids and on where your real hair is and the rest of the braids? It makes the rest of the braids soft and manageable and shiny and gorgeous looking. So whatever you're putting on your roots and your stuff at the top of your head, you want to continue it down for the most part. There's a few products here that are just going to be for the roots, like the neutralizing shampoo, and then I have oil that I only use for the roots, but most stuff you want to bring all the way down so the braids can keep looking good. Yeah, so this is the 32 ounce with the big pump. I use this also when I wear my real hair and when I do other protective styles, so I always keep her on deck. So then once you put the leave-in conditioner, then the cream, next you use the oils. So this 2 oils are scalp only oils for me. You can put them on the lengths of your braids, but you know, true transparency moment, these oils are expensive for the size, so that is why they only go on the scalp. Okay, both of them are about $9.99, $11.99. So it's the Mael Rosemary Scalp Oil. We all remember her when she went viral. And then the Cantu Protectives by Angela Daily Oil Drops. So these 2 I only put on my scalps, and I don't put it on the length of the braids. Now I do have another oil here that I put on both the scalp and the lengths of the braids, and that is this is gonna be hilarious, y'all gonna laugh. Cantu Guava and Ginger Scalp Nourishing Treatment Serum. I do put this on the scalp, and then I also put a couple drops in my hand, rub it together, and then bring it down the length of the braids. I finished this, so I refilled it up with olive oil. And the reason why I did that is because I also used this oil to take out my braids. So we went over, one last thing, after you wash the braids, you're gonna need a mousse to like bring everything back to life and to slick out all the little hairs that are out of place. I use the Cantu Protective Style Set and Refresh Foam with apple cider vinegar and aloe. It sets the style and refreshes the scalp. I put this on the scalp all the way to the ends. This is my favorite mousse of all time. Then maintaining the edges. As you can see, my edges, I got them left out this time. The first time I got them put in, but the second time I left my edges out because I just felt like, especially because I style it so much with the half up, half down, it puts extra stress on my edges, and I don't want them to be thin when I take these braids out. So I use the Hair Restore Fertilizing Temple Balm to put on the edges like every other day, just for maintenance. And then depending on what I'm doing, if I want my edges to just last for one day and then the next morning I redo them again, I'll use the Shine and Jam Extra Hold Conditioning Gel, the same gel that they usually braid with. But if I want my edges to like last for like 2 or 3 days, maybe for a weekend, I will use the Hicks Edges. You know her, she's famous also. Boom. So now that we have all the products for maintaining the braids, when I take them out, what I do is use the same Cantu oil. When it ran out, I used olive oil because I took my braids out in the middle of the night and there was no open beauty supply store, so you got to work with what you got. And then basically what I do with the oil is put the oil a little bit where the hair was braided into the knotless braid, and then I just massage it like this with my finger, and then the oil breaks up that product buildup. So for those of you who are less familiar with taking out braids, you do not want to wash your hair when you have all those little oil buildup spots from each braid. Your hair will be tangled. You might end up having it matte and have to cut it off, and it is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. So with that being said, you want to use oil to dissolve those little product clumps in your fingers like this, and then they will start to break up. Once they start to break up, you want to take a rat tail comb, and then you just want to continue to comb gently until it fully breaks up, and then you want to comb down the length of the braid to take out any tangles or knots within that section of hair, and to get the rest of the product buildup dirt clump that has formed out. You want to get it all out that piece, and then you want to put that piece away to the side from everyone else. Once you take out 4 braids, you want to take those 4 pieces that you've combed out the product buildup and detangled. You want to make a little mini braid, and then you want to continue to work through and do that to your hair. I usually start taking out the center of my head, and then that way if I have to go out to store, event, anything, I can just put the braids in a bun. And it's a little difficult to see that the middle is not in anymore. But I really do try to pick a 3-day period where I don't have to leave the house, and then I'm just taking out braids. You can also do a braid party, you know, order some food, invite some friends over, and then have everybody take your braids out if you are okay with multiple people tugging at your head and you're not sensitive to that. So yep, so that is how I take it out. And then when I take the braids out and it's just my real hair, I use the neutralizing shampoo first, then I use the cleansing shampoo, and I usually go in with a really deep conditioner, so I'll probably use a Pattern or a Mielle or something like that. I don't use a silicone mix because I need something that's going to really build up my hair, because it's been abused and used in these braids for the last 4 weeks. So that is how I obtain and keep my braids nice. I do usually pay so these are butt length braids. I usually pay $240. So in terms of pricing, that is subject to area. I will say that we have a lot of people who braid hair in New York, so the prices are a lot more competitive. I've seen other places in the country where the same hairstyle can easily go up to $300, $400, $500. Also, when you get it braided with synthetic hair, it's traditionally cheaper than if they use human hair. In terms of all human boho braids, where the braid is human and the hairs are human, some people charge upwards of $400 to like $600 for that. So that service can be a little more expensive. So if you are trying to be budget conscious, or if it's your first time, you might not want to do that. But they look absolutely gorgeous for the people who I see do get their hair styled like that. So something to think about if you're, especially some people just aren't a fan of synthetic hair in general, so that might be another route for you. So I really hope this video was helpful. I found when I was getting boho braids, I had to watch one video for the hair, one video how to take care of it, one video how to take them out, and I'm just like, I mean, granted, I knew how to take braids out, but I wish there was like one succinct video that would have all this information. And I hope this video is it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little long, but I hope it was really helpful. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for subscribing. All right, bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid.